Everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I'm always on the hunt for great cards. And today, it is Wednesday, and I think you know what that means. It is Pack Battle Day here on the channel, and we do it up every Wednesday versus Average Joe, who, not really our adversary so much as our friendly competitor. Average Joe and I do this every Wednesday, and we always have a good time doing it. Today, we're going to pull some packs out of this box of Leaf cards that Joe sent me quite a long time ago. We've done this, I think, at least once before, but it's been a long time, and a really nice set. 1993 Leaf is a beautiful set. Some of these, I like the backs of the cards better than the fronts, quite honestly. They just, they did a really nice job with this set, and as you'll see when we go through these, some beautiful cards in here. Joe was clever enough to send me, I'm not sure I can make this stand up the way I wanted to, but he was clever enough to send me half box of Series 1 and half a box of Series 2, so we're going to pull from both of those. We're going to do 4 packs of Series 1 and 4 packs of Series 2 for our battle today. Those of you who watch the channel know that on Monday I opened up a package from Joe where he found some vintage stuff for me at the National Sports Card Convention. He went this year, found some awesome vintage stuff. If you haven't watched Monday's video, I very much encourage you to do so. It was a lot of fun getting into that and opening. It also sent me some wonderful football cards for my son, who had a blast with those when I showed them to him, and was delighted that they came from Average Joe as well. Hope you guys are doing well. It's middle of the week. Hope you're having a good week and doing the things you need to do to make it to the weekend, if that is your goal. Going to get into, as I said, 8 packs, 4 Series 1, 4 Series 2. I guess I'll start with a Series 1 pack. If you haven't been over to Average Joe's channel, I hope you will head over there, because he's a really, really wonderful guy, as if that wasn't clear already. And he opens all kinds of great stuff on his channel. Just opened some Chrome product the other day and had some very nice pulls from that. So by all means, head over there. Lots of inserts in Leaf 1993 edition, including Frank Thomas inserts, which I collect Thomas, so that's pretty exciting for me. Gold Leaf Rookies, which has a very nice Chipper Jones card. I hope I pull that one. And Heading for the Hall, which pretty nice cards too. They're not always correct with their predictions in the Heading for the Hall insert set. I'll put it that way. Sometimes they are completely accurate. You know, I think Ripken's in that set, for example, but other times I don't know what they were thinking, but we'll see if we get any of those, and we can kind of talk about that then. This is Series 1 pack. Melito Perez starts things off for us. You can see very beautiful cards, nice full bleed images all the way to the edge of the card, and the backs. You can see why I like them. They often incorporate some icons from the city where the team is located. In this case, you got the Statue of Liberty there behind Melito Perez. So pretty neat there. We'll definitely be looking at some of the backs on certain players. Bob Zupsik from the Red Sox, Greg Vaughn there from the Brewers. Let's see what Milwaukee looks like. Completely nondescript. I've actually, I'm not sure, I don't think I've ever, I have to think back now, I'm not sure I actually have ever been to Milwaukee. If I ever did, I didn't stop there, I just sort of drove through. So I don't really remember it that well. John Olerud next. And Toronto should be, yeah, that's definitely the Toronto skyline. Very nice to see that. John Olerud looking like some sort of giant straddling the Toronto skyline. There's Zane Smith. See what the front of that looks like. Flip this over for Royce Clayton, about to field a fly ball there. Darren Fletcher from the Expos. And Hall of Famer Lee Smith. Nice to see that one. We got Darryl Kyle, and these are a little bit sticky, but they're not really, I'm not seeing any like ink loss or anything like that. Darryl Kyle has got the oil well thing in the background there. We got Jeff Montgomery, that's its official name, the oil well thing, by the way. I'm really well versed in oil well drilling. Jack Morris there with the Blue Jays. That's an unusual one. Of course, you usually see him with the Tigers, but pretty interesting to see him there with the Blue Jays. Let's see if he is also straddling the Toronto skyline. He is, and he looks pumped about it. Jack Morris is thrilled to be in Toronto. Juan Gon right there, and there indeed is I believe, what is that, Dallas? I believe that's Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. Kirk McCaskill, and our last card is Hall of Famer George Brett. Very nice card there. Like that one a lot, and there he is in Kansas City. Hard to tell that's Kansas City. I feel like there's a lot of other iconic buildings in Kansas City they could have chosen. So that's our first pack of Series 1. Let's switch it over to Series 2, see how we do there. Same inserts available in Series 1 and Series 2, if I remember correctly. I don't think that there are any inserts that are only in one and not in the other. Craig Shipley from San Diego starts things off for us out of this pack. And then we get our first Orioles card, Harold Reynolds there. Looks like... I don't know what he's doing. That's kind of a weird pose with the bat. I don't know what's going on with. You're not going to hit a ball with holding the bat like that. You got to use two hands, Harold. I mean, just in my experience, that usually works better. Willie Banks from the Twins and John Burkett. Let's see what the San Francisco skyline looks like. Yep, there's the Transamerica Tower right there. We got Junior Felix and Bill Spires from the Brewers. Same Milwaukee. No, that looks more like Milwaukee. I remember those buildings back there at least, so that does look like Milwaukee. Larry Walker, also Hall of Famer there from the Expos, and Manny Lee there from the Rangers. He looks delighted. He looks like he's just having a friendly game of catch and pitch and hit in the backyard with that expression. Dave Need from the Rockies. Now, I'm trying to remember if this was the first year, 1993. Is that the first year the Rockies were around or not? I'm sure one of you will tell me in the comments. Mark McGuire there. And Bobby Bonilla with the Mets. He is also dwarfing the Statue of Liberty there. Will Clark about to catch a pop fly. He lost his hat somewhere. Will Clark also with the Transamerica Tower in the back. Dante Bichette. Shout out to Ken of Ken's Cardboard. I know he collects Bichette. And Barry Bonds finishes off that one. I guess I should leave the Barry Bonds out. I don't really collect him, but that's probably a pretty good pull. And I don't know. McGuire, I don't collect him either, but some people would consider that a pretty good pull as well. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to beat Average Joe here. This is our pack battle, so I'm trying to do better than Joe. We'll go back to Series 1 and see if I can pull something awesome from this pack. Looking for inserts with Frank Thomas, Gold Leaf rookies, or heading for the Hall. Billy Hatcher is heading for the second base. Looks like he's coming in towards second base trying to field that fly ball there, would be my guess. Billy Hatcher. We haven't looked at the Boston skyline. If I can unattach Billy Hatcher from whoever's behind him. All right, well, that one's not too bad. I feel like they could have done a little bit better on Boston there. We got Billy Ashley, who I absolutely do not remember. Billy Ashley, apparently I've stepped into yet another alternate reality where Billy Ashley was a star for the Dodgers in 1993. Mike Henneman, who pitched in the league for a long time, and there he is with the Tigers, the Detroit cityscape there. Got Dennis Eckersley, another Hall of Famer for us. I don't think I have that Eckersley card. That's a pretty nice one there. And there is the Bay Bridge, which links Oakland to San Francisco. I've driven across that too many times to count. Mark Kiefer here with the Brewers, and that is our first insert. That is a Gold Leaf rookie of Mark Kiefer. Pretty card, actually. I like that a lot, and that is 3 of 20, as you might be able to see down there. Put that up here on the box because that is our first insert. Get another Oriole there, Mike Devereaux. Good hitter for them. We got Brian McRae, son of the Royals player Hal McRae. Rafael Primera there before he became an Oriole. And Kenny Lofton, guy who a lot of people think should maybe get into the Hall of Fame one day. We'll see if that happens. Look like he is grimacing from that swing. Maybe he twisted a muscle there. Bobby Witt, pitcher for the A's. Steve Wilson and Tom Pagnozzi there for the Cardinals. Let's see what St. Louis looks like. Wow, that is a terrible choice for St. Louis. I mean, that's not even recognizable. I mean, show the arch, show something. I don't even know what that is. We got Lenny Harris, and finish that one off with Rick Sutcliffe, another Orioles card. Nice to see that one. Go to our second Series 2 pack in our battle today versus Average Joe. See if we can pull another insert out of here. Got our first one of the Gold Leaf rookies. See, we got Mike Felder there running the bases for the Mariners. We get a checklist card. I hadn't got one of those yet, so I can't complain too much about that. Bobby Bonilla on that checklist card. And flip over some of these and see how we do. There is the St. Louis that I was thinking that they should show on the back. Got the arch there, definitely recognizable as St. Louis. This one's a little stuck. That one was pretty stuck there. That is Omar Oliveras and Darren Lewis for the Giants. See if there's a different San Francisco picture. There's also, actually, I think that one's the Golden Gate, which is really San Francisco's bridge. So well chosen there. Standing atop the Golden Gate Bridge and squaring for the bunt is Darren Lewis. We got Charlie Hayes with the Rockies. What did we put for Colorado? Completely nondescript. That could be any city, anywhere. Chris Bosio and Freddie Benavides for the Rockies. Carlos Baerga. And we got Deion Sanders. Pretty nice card there. Certainly pull that one out for our battle. That's a nice one to pull. Chad Curtis is disgusted and he's throwing his helmet. He's so tired of being frustrated playing for the Angels in 1993, and it's hard to blame him. I don't think the Angels were particularly great then. Ellis Burks, who came up with the Red Sox, there he is with the White Sox. So he traded one pair of socks for another. Jose Canseco with the Rangers. Interesting to see him with the Rangers. Steve Cook, and we finished this one off with Brian Jordan for the Cardinals. So we got 4 packs left, 2 each, from Series 1 and Series 2. We'll go back to Series 1 now, see what we can get out of here. So far, we've only pulled one insert, and it was somewhat nondescript. A Milwaukee Brewers pitcher who I don't think lasted very long. Albert Bell, that's a good one for me. I'm not sure I have that one. And I do have a little bit of an Albert Bell thing going on. We got Andy Stankiewicz from the Yankees sliding into... I guess he's sliding back into first from the perspective that I'm seeing on that card. And there he is, as all the Yankees seem to be, standing in front of the Statue of Liberty. What do we have here? That is a crazy, crazy image on that card. That is an awesome image. What a great card that is. Is that Ivan Rodriguez? I'm assuming that's who that is. I'm not sure. Can't really tell. I think that might be who that is. You think they'd tell you who the player is or highlight his name somewhere on the checklist if he is included on this part of the checklist. That's an awesome card. I really like that image quite a lot. The upside down catcher going over into the dugout. That's an awesome card. I'm going to put that one aside. I like that one. We got Pedro Astagio from the Dodgers, another player I do not remember. That's the second questionable Dodgers player, so something clearly has happened in this reality that has to do with the Dodgers from that year. Kevin Moss, also dwarfing the Statue of Liberty for the Yankees, going over all the way to, looks like he's about to step on the tarp there to try to catch that ball. We got Kevin Brown and Mike Munoz for the Tigers. Eddie Zosky there, running the bases for the Blue Jays. And that's a different Toronto one. That's a pretty good one, too. Very distinctive building there in Toronto, like that. Derek Bell, also for the Blue Jays, and there's the skyline we saw before. John Patterson with the Giants. Don't remember him very well, but clearly he is astride the Golden Gate Bridge, so he was clearly with the Giants at that point. Chico Walker. I wonder what the Mets are doing. It's just buildings from New York, not as exciting. Kurt Stillwell, Lenny Harris, and Kurt Stillwell again. Double Kurt Stillwell. We've been Stillwelled with that pack for sure. All right, let's go to Series 2 and see if we can avoid Kurt Stillwell in this pack. I would think we'd have success in doing that, but we will find out. All right, we got Andre Dawson, the Hawk, starts things off there in the Red Sox uniform, and that's a pretty good picture of the Boston skyline. I don't mind that one. See if I can separate Dawson from whatever is behind him. That one was stuck pretty good, but I don't see any paper loss. Certainly put that in the stack here to look at the end. Barry Larkin, another pretty good card there. So far, this pack's awfully good. There's the big cat, Andres Galarraga, with the Rockies. Of course, he was with the Expos for many years. And Craig Biggio, man, it's nothing but stars in this pack. That is pretty awesome. Like to see that. Kirk Gibson, another pretty good star there with the Tigers. That was after his stint with the Dodgers, with that amazing World Series home run. And he went back to the Tigers, I think, to finish off his career, if I'm remembering correctly. Got Ed Sprague for the Blue Jays. These are definitely stickier. Not sure why that is. Scott Sanderson, and I am seeing a little bit of paper loss, but not too much. There's Julio Valera, and that's definitely, what beach is that? Is that Venice Beach? I'm not sure. Can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been to L.A. I like the Bay Area more than I like the L.A. area if I'm in California. Cal Ripken Jr., there we go. Pretty sure I have that one, but still a very nice card to pull. There's the USS Constitution docked in the Baltimore Harbor right there. Neat to see that. Definitely a distinctive part of the Baltimore experience. Kevin Seitzer there. And Eddie Taubensi from the Astros. Definitely don't remember Eddie, but he was definitely playing for the Astros in this reality. Jose Melendez. And a beautiful mountain picture. I like that one of Bryn Smith. It's a really cool back of that Bryn Smith card. That's awesome. No complaints about that. Bryn Smith of the Rockies. And we get our second insert. It's a heading for the Hall card. And this one of Roger Clemens. And, you know, they weren't off base with this one. They were wrong, but they weren't off base with this one. Clemens not in the Hall and probably never going to get there given his bad behavior with substances. So let's go to our last Series 1 pack and see if we can pull another insert. See if we can do a little bit better out of this than we have so far and not get any more. Who was the guy we got two of? Kirk something? Or I can't remember. I've already forgotten. Kurt Stillwell. We don't want any more Kurt Stillwell. See if we can avoid him, and we'll be doing pretty well here. We start off with an Oriole, which is great. Greg Olson, who appears to be in great pain, or perhaps he's found the baseball is much heavier than he expected. I'm not sure, but Greg Olson there pitching for the Orioles. Let's see what they bought on USS Constitution again. Usually there are 2 or 3 different shots of the city that they use, so I'm hoping to find the other Baltimore run. Rusty Meacham there with Kansas City and Ivan Rodriguez, who might be the catcher in that cool picture. He might not be. I'm not sure. Steve Bichelle there. I haven't shown any Chicago ones. I should show that. Oh, and that's the fountain in downtown Chicago. So that one's pretty good. They could have done a better job with the picture, though. Not the best picture. We got Ryan Thompson, and there uninventively is the stadium he plays in. That is interesting. Oh, that's because it's a gold leaf rookie. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Ryan Thompson is our third insert that we found. Put him over there. Jeff Fazzaro and Greg Harris throwing for the Padres. Chris Nabholz throwing for the Expos. A lot of pitchers in the middle of this pack. Frank Seminara, also don't remember him, and he looks sort of grumpy. Frank Seminara does not look happy to be playing baseball that day. Maybe he has a headache. Gerald Williams with the Yankees, and Danny Tartabull also with the Yankees, and there he is in front of the Statue of Liberty. That's all they seem to do with Yankees players in this set. Eric Anthony throwing his bat in disgust. Don't know why Eric Anthony is so annoyed. Jeff King, and we finish that pack off with Mickey Morandini from the Phillies throwing from his knees in Philadelphia, and that is indeed the big clock tower in Philadelphia. We go to our last pack. It is a Series 2 pack. See if we can pull our fourth insert out of this. Pull something big that will allow us to trounce Average Joe this week. It seems unlikely, but we have pulled a lot of Hall of Famers, so you never know. See how Joe does on his channel. David Cohn with the Royals there, looking all business in that picture. Peel him away. And maybe I'll just flip this whole thing. And we get our next insert. That's awesome. Nigel Wilson with the Marlins, it looks like. Nigel Wilson, who I also don't really remember. It's a very blue card. So definitely some sort of weird color match activity going on there. And there he is with a ballpark beneath him. We got Tony Fernandez, very good infielder for the Blue Jays for many years. There he is with the Mets later in his career. Paul Molitor, great infielder there with the Blue Jays. Of course, he had great stints with the Brewers and the Blue Jays, and his first ballot Hall of Famer put him in that stack. Mark Guthrie. And flip this over again. We got David Segui, another Orioles card. We'll see if this is something other than the Constitution. It is not. Maybe that's the only image of Baltimore they had, so that's possible. Tom Glavine, another Hall of Famer there. It's a really nice card, actually. Not a big Tom Glavine collector, but it's a pretty sweet card. And there is Stone Mountain, Georgia behind him. That is the big, I don't know what you would call that. It's not really, I guess it's a mountain. It's sort of like a big rock hill that they carved some kind of Civil War stuff into. It's, I don't know. I've been there before, and I would never go back. I'll put it that way. No offense to people who live in Atlanta and go to Stone Mountain every weekend. I don't know why you would do that, but it's also hot there. So climbing Stone Mountain was one of the most miserable experiences. I think I was there in July when I did that, and getting to the top, it's not like there's a lot that you can see around it. I'm going to stop talking about Stone Mountain because people are going to think I'm dissing on Atlanta, and I'm not. It's a very nice city. Jimmy Key, not in front of the Statue of Liberty. We finally find a Yankee who is not blocking the Statue of Liberty. Ozzie Smith, another nice Hall of Famer there. That's a good card. Like that one. And that weird shot of St. Louis. That could be anything. We got Felix Jose there for Kansas City and Charlie Hayes. Can you tell me what city that is? I certainly can't. That could be any city in the world. It's from Colorado, the Rockies. We got Brian Harvey pitching for the Marlins. And Joe Grawl. Joe Grawl. I don't remember this guy. Joe Grawley. Well, there you go. And Frank Thomas. Frank Concentration Thomas. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of ink loss on that from that wonderful Joe or Jeff Grawl. Joe Grawl card. I don't remember him. But cool Frank Thomas card, which wish there was not so much ink loss on that. But anyway, let's see how we did. You're going to go over and watch Average Joe's video. Got to know how I did so you compare the two. We got, we got technically five inserts because we got the Frank Thomas insert. We got 3 of the Gold Leaf rookies and a Roger Clemens heading for the Hall, which is not actually where he's heading. And then we got a bunch of nice, well, the Albert Bell is just for me. We got a nice bunch of Hall of Famers here. Ozzie Smith, George Brett, Andre Dawson, Tom Glavine, Frank Thomas, Paul Molitor, Cal Ripken Jr., Craig Biggio. We got this very cool checklist card. This is still my favorite card that we pulled out of all of those packs. And I don't know which player it is. My money's still on Ivan Rodriguez, but I guess that could be any catcher with a team who wears red. I don't know. We also got Deion Sanders, Barry Larkin, Dennis Eckersley, Barry Bonds, and Mark McGuire. So a very nice assortment of cards. I certainly can't complain about that. And we did get a Cal Ripken Jr. Always happy to see that. We got one of the Frank Thomas inserts. That's what I was hoping for. So I feel pretty good about that. I think we did pretty well. I don't know if you can actually pull anything like autographs from this. I don't think you can, but Joe will probably find a way to do it, knowing Joe. He always seems to come up with something really great out of his pack. So head over there and see how he did. I can't wait to see how he did. I love this product. And once again, huge thanks to Joe for sending me these packs so we could have this battle today. Hope you guys are all doing well and that you enjoyed the show today. I'll be back tomorrow with Anything Can Happen Day. And of course, Friday is Dorking with Dice. Don't want to miss that. Appreciate you coming by, and I'll see you very soon. As always, happy collecting.